এই যে স্পিকার নাও না মানে স্পিকার
স্যার শুরু করবো? হ্যাঁ রাতুল ভাই দেখায়। Good morning everyone, this is Yasin Arafat. First of all, I would like to thank my course teacher for giving me this opportunity to talk about my topic. My topic is linguistics. So, before going to talk about linguistics, I want to talk about language, because language is the base from which linguistics has come. Without base, without base, it is impossible to make a building. So, without language, it is not fair to talk about linguistics. Do you know guys about language? Well, language is the principal media of human communication. Now I move on to linguistics. Do you know guys about linguistics? Linguistics is the scientific study of human language. So, what is a study? A study means that it is a study by which we want to know completely about a topic. So, by linguistics we know about language completely. So, I skip a topic, that is language has 4 elements, that is words, sounds, sentence and meaning. So, do you know guys at present how many languages used in the world? Well, at present in a study shown there are 7,150 plus languages used by human in the world. So, language is a very important, but every language has 4 elements, that is I talked about before, that is sounds, sentence, words and meaning. So, I move on again in the linguistics. So, there are some core branches and some peripheral branches of linguistics. Think about linguistics is a tree and it has some core branches, and some small branches too. So, core branches are limited. There are 6 core branches in linguistics. That is phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics and pragmatics. So, now I am going to talk about briefly on these core branches. First is phonetics. Phonetics is the scientific study of human speech sounds. Phonology is the sound pattern of the language. Morphology is the word structure in a language. Syntax is related to sentence and its structure. Morphology is a literal meaning of a topic of a language, and pragmatics is a intention and intending meaning of reader, that is depend on reader's intention. For example, if I am in the room and I am a speaker, so when I tell that it is very cold today, so normally the listener understand that they need to turn off the AC or fan. So, now I move on to the peripheral branches, that is another name, that is macrolinguistics. Peripheral branches there are vast area in language and there are lot of peripheral branches. think a tree that has lot of small branches. So the peripheral branches is sociolinguistics, historical linguistics, psycholinguistics, computational linguistics, stylistic, applied linguistics, and many more. So I want to talk about just only brief on this these peripheral branches. So so the historical linguistics is the history of language. We want to know. We going to know about the history of language by this. The psycholinguistics is related to our psychological factors of language. Then the stylistics is related to writing or style of a language. Computational linguistics is something different. Do you know, guys, the computer has different language? That is programming language. So computer doesn't understand the human language because it has another language, that is programming. So when human write their language on computer, computer convert that language by programming. So this is programming language, and last is psycho language which I talk about. So that's all about my presentation. Do you know, guys? Do you have any question, guys? Okay, thank you so much for staying with me.
Thank you. Thank you, Yasin, for being the first one to raise the question.
যে সিরিয়াসলি নিতেছি না আপনি যে লাগায়নি। Good morning, everyone. I'm Jubar Alam, and my ID is 2120401110. First of all, I want to thank my teacher, Sajjad sir, for giving me this opportunity to express myself here. Now, I'm going to introduce linguistics to you guys. I'm quite sure that you all are familiar with it. So, what's linguistics? Linguistics is the scientific study of a human language. Basically, linguistics has a wide area of study that allows people to understand how human talks, how human learns their language, and the evolution of the language. Now, the branches of linguistics. There are so many branches of linguistics, and 6 of them are core branches. The first two branch of core branches are works with the sound. They are phonetics and phonology. Now, phonetics. What is phonetics? The scientific study of human speech sound is called phonetics. And now, phonology. Phonology is the sound pattern or sound structure of a particular language. Yes, and the next two branch works with the structure. They are morphology and syntax. Now, what's morphology? Morphology is a word structure or word formation. And what is syntax? Syntax is the sentence and phrase structure. And the last two part, it deals with the meaning. They are semantics and pragmatics. Now, semantics deals with the literal meaning of a word, phrase, sentence, anything. And the pragmatics, it deals with the intended meaning of a speaker. It means whatever the speaker wanted to say. Now, the peripheral branches. There are very much, so many peripheral branches available. I'm going to talk few of them. First of all, historical linguistics. It deals with the evolution of a language. Then sociolinguistics, it deals with the social life of a person on his language. And psycholinguistics, it deals with the psychological effects, including how human talks and understand them. And comparative linguistics. Comparative linguistics is the comparison between one language with other language. And computational linguistics, it deals with the computational skills such as programming and coding. Yes. And there are stylistics. It deals with the tone. And that's all for today. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you.